Remember those old LCD games from the 80s, the early 80s? Not the Game & Watch, well, I guess Game & Watch. There's also ones from Casio. There was ones from Gakken. There was some from Tomy. But this one is different because this one was one of the first, the second actually, after the Microvision, to have interchangeable cartridges. The ones prior to this were just only one game, and then Microvision, you can replace the whole screen. But this is just cartridges. So this, in fact, is, yeah, one of the first to have interchangeable cartridges. And it's called the Game Pocket Computer. The problem was this is only released in Japan. We had to wait in the West for another 5 years for like a kind of a spiritual successor to this, which is the Game Boy, which Nintendo made. So, but this one was only released in Japan in 1984, and it was by Epoch. There is their old logo, and this Game Pocket Computer is huge. I'll have to show you later a difference between the Game Boy and this thing, but yeah. So again, this came out in 1984. It looked like this. It had, let's see, it had place back here to have 4 AA batteries, or you could just use the AC adapter, which is about, I think it's 5 volts. This is for the contrast, and then this is directional pad. You can turn the sound on and off, power, and it just says LCD game, dot matrix. So the graphics were dot matrix, and it was 75 by 64 dots. This is what I'm reading on the actual console itself, handheld. This is the place, of course, where the game cassettes go. The cool thing is, of course, you can see what you're playing, and then you just lock it into place. Select and start is right there, and this is the buttons. And there's the screen, of course. And then let's see if there's anything on the right. Nothing here, nothing on the top, nothing on the bottom. And it says there, 1984, Epoch Company Limited, made in Japan, patent P. So that is it with that. And this thing is not light, but it's not like heavy either, but it is heavier than the Game Boy. There is no Game Boy. So, but again, there was only 7 games released for this console handheld. And then they ceased production in 1985 or 1986, I believe. So this is a game that came with it. If you're wondering what that means, it's basically drawing and basically painting and drawing. And this is what came with it. It looks different here because you notice that they have actual contacts, electronic contacts, but this is just a dummy unit, so that it was made like the games are built into the system. So this is just for cosmetic purposes, so that it looks nice. It doesn't look empty like this. So when you put this thing in here, it looks more complete, you know. Let's take a look in here. There we go. So it looks more complete. It doesn't look like a blank space right here. So that's what they did. That game, well, the games were built in, and this thing's dummy unit was included with the system. And then there was other games. I don't have all the games. We have Block Maze. It's like Pac-Man. And then this is Soca Bond, you know, pushing blocks, a puzzle. I like these kind of games. And then I got Mahjong, which, of course, Mahjong is not the type of Mahjong that I remember playing. So it's a different one. And then there's Reversey, which is like Othello. I don't have that. And then Astro Bomber is the coolest one, which I don't have. It's like a Defender clone. So yeah, that's it really. So there was 2 games here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7 were Reversey and Astro Bomber. So that is it with the games. And now we'll take a look here at the system turned on, and we'll play some games here. Again, this system is now 39 years old, so 40 years next year. And if you never heard of this, I was gonna say computer, it is kind of a computer because they said the Game Pocket Computer, but have you never heard of this handheld / console? Yeah, it was, again, it was just limited to Japan. They never did an international release. Correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe it did, but Wikipedia is wrong. So please let me know if there was released any other countries except Japan. But let's get this plugged in and let's take a look. Plugged in. If you're wondering, I'm using the same power supply. This is the power supply, if you ever wondered. This is the power supply which is used as well as like other Epoch products. This was used in the cassette vision. This was used in the Epoch TV Vader console. And it works here because it is the same 6 volts, 250 milliamps. And again, this is strange if you see this in the West because it's plugged in this way. You would think the cord, the prongs would be over here instead. But yeah, something different. Japanese thought of something different, I guess. But okay, let's get this plugged in and let's turn on the system here. Okay, got plugged in and let's turn it on. Okay, so this is the default program. It's these games. So if you want to change the contrast, you have to go here. If you want to turn the sound off, there's no sound. Turn it back on. And here's the contrast. So if you want to, oh geez, if you want to make it, there we go. So what it says is here is something graphics. Oh, it's just demonstrating. This is 75 by 64 dots. So what you do is you press start and you can just start drawing here. Whatever, go up. You know, and then start drawing whatever, square, whatever you like. And then you have to turn it back on and off again. If you want to do puzzle, so you just do puzzle. I just press select there, and then just puzzle, whatever, start. So you just got to match it up here. So yeah. That is the 2 built-in games, puzzle and drawing. See, there you go. Pretty good screen for, you know, portable back in 1984 though. But yeah, so basically that were the 2 games in this dummy unit. So in the Epoch Game Pocket Computer. All right, so we just power it off and we can put in a game. So let's put in Block Maze here and see what that's about. Okay, Block Maze, and you have to push it in really, there you go. Might, or, you know, sometimes I use isopropyl alcohol with these. So let's power it on and do anything. Block Maze, level 1. So this is basically like Pac-Man. We'll just select level 2, level 1, level 2. So there's 2 levels. Press start. And yeah, you see here, again, I apologize, one hand, and it's going to be hard. Oh, that's me. Well, I gotta grab that gun, I believe. No. Dang. 2 hands I could. But yeah, this is Block Maze. Oh. But yeah, the graphics not bad for 1984 here. Kind of has the same, of course, as a dot matrix printer. But yeah, this is the basis of Block Maze. Oh, wait, hold on. You're supposed to go through here. Oh, shoot. Sorry, without a second hand, I can't really, like, oh, well. Gotta read again. Sorry guys, I have to read again what the directions are. I thought this was a Pac-Man clone, but I guess not. Yeah, I died. But the sound, you know, sounds not bad. Just reminds you of all those old LCD games from the 80s, so this is one of them. just larger. I think the base is you're supposed to push these things into the squares here somehow. I'll have to do a proper gameplay with a tripod, but I want to just show you the performance of this system handheld. I always say system. It is a system, but it's just in handheld form. So, handheld console. Anyway, but yeah, this is Black Maze. Sorry if you were bored, but yeah, this is the first part. This is Black Maze. All right, so let's just turn this one off, and you apparently need 2 hands to figure this one out. And then let's look at the other games I have. I wish I had Astro Bomber though, but it's expensive, and Reverse, I don't really play Othello. So, and this is Soca Bond. You know, push blocks in order to progress the rocks into blocks. So that is Soca Bond or Soca Bond. So it's store keepers. So this one has played and has editors and ePlay, which I don't know, but so let's see what's ePlay. I don't know what that is. Oh, there's a challenge. Oh. Huh. Why is there nothing on here? You don't see anything. What? I don't know what that is. Okay. Let's turn it back on again. And what? Come on. There we go. Play. See, this is how it looks like that you're familiar with. All right. So press start. All right, so you're that dot and you're supposed to move these. Basically, again, you're supposed to move these blocks, cover all the dots here, and then you'll be able to progress to the next level. Oops, oh, I messed up. But yeah, so if you're familiar with this, you know what kind of game this is. Oh geez, got messed up here. But you're supposed to move all these blocks here. And then once you've done that, you do the second level. But yeah, that is Soca Bond. And then next, we'll look at another game here, which is Mahjong. So if you could just live with 2 games, I would just be having Soca Bond and Astro Bomber, which is Defender. So those are my 2 games I would be playing with this system all the time. But here's Mahjong. Yeah, look at all these not cracks, they're just scratches because this system doesn't have the original box, and what do you expect? It's almost 40 years old. Here's Mahjong. Yep, there's Mahjong. And then let's press start. See, Mahjong. Yeah, so that's Mahjong and all right. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here, but yeah, this is Mahjong. All right, well, I don't want to show you too much of Mahjong because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. This is a different Mahjong than the Mahjong I'm used to. Is all like tiles here, and you're supposed to match each tile up. I remember that's like that's the Mahjong I know how to play, but this one is different. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this just a quick of the games. Oh, I gotta show you really quick here. I gotta just do a jump cut here. I'll show you the difference between this size of this and the Game Boy, the original Game Boy. But yeah, let's take a look here. And again, this came out in 1984, and it is One of the first with interchangeable cartridges and a good piece of gaming history, portable gaming history. Now let's take a look. And right here, here's the difference in size between the original Game Boy from 1989 and the Game Pocket Computer from 1984. It's the same height this way, but look at the width. You can just basically put the Game Boy on top of the Game Pocket Computer and it'd be a table for the Game Boy right here. So it is huge compared to the original Game Boy. You can even put it on this way and it would still fit. Still fit fine. So if you're wondering, that is the size of the Game Boy compared to the Game Pocket Computer. Which is larger? This is larger. So, and that's the backs again. There you go. 1984 and 1989, 5 years later. They did make a progression, making them smaller, the boards, I guess, but still big, this one. Anyhow, thanks for watching again and doing more of these videos, and stay tuned for the next one. Still progressing on to the 80s and the 90s eventually. Thanks again and take care.